So we found out already how a file is created from a digital impression and how it is processed in DentaMile Connect. In the next step, we will focus on the hardware and will furthermore have a look at the technology of 3D printing. And I'd like to highlight one thing which must be great news for Dr. Simon Fieldhouse. You will now get an exclusive preview of the new DentaMile Connect bleaching tray workflow, even before the official launch end of the year. And by the way, this workflow is the world's first cloud-based bleaching tray workflow. Our two speakers for this lecture are first of all Timm Gerling, Master Dental Technician and also Product Manager for the digital portfolio at DMG, who will explain how the components from the printer and post-processing units work together. And secondly, it's Andreas Schultheis, CEO of Rapid Shape, the DMG technology partner for dental 3D printing, who will in the second part give an overview on the functionality and the technology of 3D printing. And once again, feel free to ask your questions in the chat and have fun with the next lecture.
Yeah, welcome also from my side, and thank you very much to Simon Fieldhouse for the very nice presentation. And now I will give you an overview about DentaMile Connect, our cloud-based dental workflow, dental software for the digital workflow. And I think I can also fulfill Simon's wish to present him a very new workflow within DentaMile Connect. And we have integrated the digital workflow for the bleaching, for a bleaching tray, or also called whitening tray, and we can design this in DentaMile Connect in a web browser version. So with no software installation on your PC, just type in the address in the web browser, and then you can start with the design. So let's directly jump into DentaMile Connect and take an overview about the designing workflow. So what we find here is the DentaMile Connect dashboard, and on the dashboard you can find all the patient cases that you already have created. With DentaMile Connect it is possible to create two different kinds of indications at the moment. So we can create bite splints, and the very new workflow that we present today, the first time on the IDS, the bleaching tray. And this is what I actually want to show you today. So let's have a quick overview about the bleaching tray design workflow. To design a bleaching tray, we have to open a new case, and then we need to enter the patient data. When we've entered the patient data, we go to the next workflow step and select the indication. And here you can see we have the bleaching splint workflow available for you. Then we need to select the material, and for the bleaching trays, we used Luxaprint Orthoflex as the material to print bleaching trays. In the next workflow step, we need to make the definition in what kind of jaw we want to design the bleaching tray. And in this case, I select the upper jaw to bleach the upper jaw teeth. Last but not least, I can assign it to a dentist in my organization and also leave a comment. Then we get the case summary and go into the next step for the Stl Upload. And here we find one upload box for dropping the STL file for the upper jaw. I select Browse File, and then I select my scan file from the upper jaw where I want to do the design for the bleaching tray. After the upload, we go immediately into the next step, into the designing step, and here we need to define the occlusal plane. This is required for the correct orientation of the bleaching splint. When we've created the occlusal plane, we go into the next step where we do the design of the reservoirs. For the reservoir design, we find different tools. So one tool is the drawing tool to draw a reservoir, and then we find also an erasing tool to erase reservoirs in spaces where we actually do not want to have it. So first step is I draw a reservoir. I can give it an defined radius of 2 millimeters, for example, and I can also select the thickness of the reservoir from 0 millimeters, so means no reservoir will be required, or up to 1 millimeter space for the bleaching reservoir. The default value is 0.5, and this is what I select for this design. So then we zoom into the jaw, and I will create a bleaching reservoir on the front teeth. On the 4 front teeth. And here. And also on this one. And when I'm not really satisfied with the design, or accidentally hit the tool, gingiva area, and remove the parts of the reservoir that I actually do not want to have. Okay, so when I'm satisfied with my reservoirs, I go into the next step. And the next workflow step is the definition of the margin line of the bleaching splint. So the margin line design for the bleaching splint can be done very individual. So each dentist or dental technician do prefer individual design, and you can create a margin line like you desire. So in this case, follow the gum line, then I go, then I go into the inner area, to the palate, last but not least, we close the line by hitting the green, let's call it ball. The margin line will close, and then we get the visualization of the bottom of the bleaching splint. And here, of course, we also do have the possibility to make some small adjustments and corrections to the margin line. Can make it longer or even shorter. And when I'm satisfied with my margin line design, then I already almost finished and go into the last step, is the preview from the bleaching splint. And then we get the rendering of the final bleaching splint, and here you can see, when we zoom in a little bit, already the bleaching reservoirs that can be filled with the bleaching agent. And now the very last step that we need to do now is to send this to the 3D printer. So we go into the last step, and the very last step from the designing workflow. We select our 3D printing device, we select the material configuration, and then we send it immediately to our 3D Mac 3D printer and can start the 3D printing process. So you see, the designing workflow is very, very simple, very quick, and very efficient for the bleaching tray. And now we move over to the 3D printer and start the printing process. Yes, so now here we are on our 3D printers. I've just transferred the printing job of the bleaching splint that we've just created to this 3D printing device, and now I select the print file and hit the start button, and the 3D printing process will immediately start. So the platform is going down into the reservoir and starts the printing job. This takes round about 30 minutes, and when the printing job is done, we provide it to the, or we forward it to the post-processing devices, the 3D wash and the 3D cure, and more details about all the devices, about the printers and our post-processing devices will be shown in detail in the next presentation that will be done by RapidShape, our technology partner, our technology partner, Mr. Andreas Schultheis, is giving you a nice overview about the devices. So thank you very much from my side, and bye-bye.
A warm welcome to a presentation of DMG, today presented by RapidShape, the manufacturer of 3D printers for DMG. My name is Andreas Schultheis, CEO of RapidShape. Today I want to give you some insights into RapidShape as a company. We are the developer and manufacturer of the 3D printers 3D Max and 3D Lite. We are approximately 150 people located in the southwest of Germany, having also subsidiaries across the world, and we have delivered so far around about 3,000 printers, shipping 800 to 1,000 printers, growing every year. We as RapidShape have different markets. Logically, the dental market, but as well the hearing aid market, helping people hear or having noise protection, but also the market of jewelry, which also is in a high need for 3D printing, but also we serve industrial markets. Our base technologies are coming from a unique patent made by TNO, which is the force feedback patent, which we implement in our printers. The company has been established in 2011, and in 2015 we had one of the greatest milestones in history, entering the dental market, and in 2020 we launched our first fully automatic industrial 3D printing line. Have a closer look at our company presentation by video. RapidShape is very proud to be the production partner of DMG. And the team of DMG and RapidShape, we met in 2018, delivering target-made specific DMG solutions for 3D printing and post-processing. So the 3D Max as a printer, the 3D Lite as a second printer, as well as the 3D Cure and the 3D Wash as post-curing and post-washing systems are specifically made to DMG's requirements. Furthermore, also to DMG's workflow with the DMG materials. But please let us not forget also the DentaMile Connect. That's an amazing online software and an amazing cloud utility which helps you an end-to-end workflow, starting from scan, going over online design, and going directly to printing and post-processing. That's unique worldwide. Please let me also introduce the printers in more detail. The 3D Max is a high-performance, quick and precise printer. It can produce on its build surface of 133 by 75 millimeters, for example, 2 models separate to each other at a unique time of around about 30 to 40 minutes. Also, it can produce several splints at a time of just around about 20 to 30 minutes. all with the amazing DMG materials. And as you know, there is many more applications and materials available by DMG and its partners. The 3D light system is an even more simple system than the 3D Max. Why? Because the resin handling with the single time or few times only use resin reservoir and build platform makes the complete workflow even more easy, even more clean, even more easy to use chairside or within a dental clinic. Have a look and have a demonstration of the system.
To write the material information onto the reservoir, just hold the tag on the FRD tag reader spot. You can now press OK and the data will be written. Now you can head to the Start Job menu, select the job from the list and press Select. You can now open the hood after the job is finished. Take a paper towel and place it under the job. Unscrew the build platform and remove the platform from the printer. You can now take a hammer and a spatula and remove the models from the platform. If the printer and the post-processing units, the RS Wash and RS Cure, are in the same network, you can use our intelligent connectivity function. After the print job is finished, it will be sent automatically to the RS Wash and RS Cure.
All the rapid shape printers have a special technology, and this is the force feedback technology. So how does it work? As you know, 3D printing is based on a layer by layer by layer technology. So as we build the first layer, the layer sticks somewhat to the bottom of the resin reservoir, because that resin you can also correlate to somewhat to a glue. So as we separate the last layer built from the base, we need to control the forces in order to make that very effective. Force feedback technology measures live all the forces during we peel off, making it always very gentle but at a maximum speed. This speeds up the complete process by factor 2 to factor 3, making us one of the world leading companies in speed of 3D printing. At the same time, our prints are very gentle made and we can make the world's thinnest support structures possible, making it easy to separate parts, for example, from the support structures. Looking into additive manufacturing in detail, we see some of the megatrends. And yes, certainly we can talk a lot about megatrends. But one of the key things that we see is a trend to go end-to-end over the complete workflow, integrated, making it very easy and usable for the users. So having a look there into the dental market, we start always with the patient going from scanning to the design to some kind of nesting and slicing, which is just needed to at the end then 3D print, then connecting to the 3D printer, then going through all the post-processing steps, and then at the end delivering the result. As you know, looking for MDR, the new device regulation, things are not becoming more easy. So the trend for integrated systems end-to-end is huge. I'm super proud, together with DMG, to enable the DentaMile Connect. RapidShape is one of a lot of parts of DentaMile Connect. So we take over the manufacturing part and we take over the post-processing part, receiving data from the DMG cloud and delivering data back to the DMG cloud, at the end helping the customers to have a very easy, transparent, end-to-end workflow. This is unique and outstanding in the world.
Yeah, welcome back and welcome Tim here on stage. We got some questions on the chat. First is it possible to produce 2 bleaching trays in one workflow?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Yes, of course, it is also possible to design 2 bleaching splints in one workflow. So we created the digital workflow for designing the bleaching trays in a very flexible way. So it is possible to design it in just only one jaw, maybe the upper or the lower, or you can also do a combination and design it in both within one workflow and send it directly to the 3D printer and print them all together.
Yeah, okay. There's someone asking, I'm a dentist and I'm interested in the workflow, but I don't want to design or print. How can I ask a lab to do this?
Yeah, this is also possible thanks through the cloud connectivity that we have with DentaMile Connect. So DentaMile Connect is a cloud-based software, and with DentaMile Connect you can work within a so-called connectivity workflow. And this is offers a dentist, for example, that only has an intraoral scanner, the possibility to send and transfer the STL files from the scan to a dental laboratory, and the dental laboratory is producing the bleaching tray or also, of course, the bite splints.
There's someone asking, I saw that the design was sent to the 3D printer. Is there no nesting or slicing required?
Yeah, so like Andreas just mentioned, for the process of the 3D printing, of course, nesting and slicing is required. But the real outstanding with our DentaMile Connect workflow is that we can do the design and send the design immediately to the 3D printer without doing any nesting or any slicing. It's all done full automatically by the printer. So you just have to transfer the file and press the button on the 3D Max or 3D Lite, and then you can immediately start the printing job. So no nesting and slicing skills are required.
Oh, okay, that sounds pretty easy. And the last one, how long does the manufacturing process of a bleaching tray take in terms of designing, printing and post-processing?
Yeah, so for the designing process, I think we saw it just in the video. This was a really live designing process, so it took around about 5 minutes or something like that. And then when we sent it to the 3D printer, the printing process takes around about 25 to 30 minutes. And after the printing, we send it to the post-processing devices, and the post-processing again around about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we can take it out immediately. And especially with the bleaching trays, we only need to break the supports and can use it more or less immediately for the patient treatment.
Yeah, okay, thanks. That was it. Thanks a lot for being here with us again, and we will see each other later in the talk session.
Thank you very
Tim.
much. Bye-bye.